Good morning. I am Reverend Elea Kemler, minister of First Parish Church of Groton, Massachusetts. I am so glad you are here. We are a community seeking to deepen spiritually, to take care of one another, and to be a blessing to this world. Unitarian Universalism is a faith for all people. So whoever you are, whatever country you come from, whoever you love, whatever you've done, whatever your abilities, challenges, or gifts, wherever you are on this journey, you are welcome here in this virtual and also very real community. Welcome to our last summer service of the 2021 season. Next Sunday, September 12th, weather willing, we will return to in-person services for those who can make their way to Groton, Massachusetts in person. We will meet in front of the meeting house at 10 o'clock whenever the weather is good enough, and I cannot wait to see you there. Our virtual service will go live at 5 o'clock on Sunday afternoons. And on bad weather, when we cannot meet in person on Sunday mornings, we'll just go live right here at 10 o'clock. So whether you are joining us in person or online, we will be here and we will gather. All of the details about our services will be in the church-wide weekly email, so make sure you are subscribed. Just email us at welcome@uugroton.org to get signed up and for lots more information about our programs, small groups, and other events. Members of the Welcoming All group are on the chat this morning. They would love to say hello to you. Please write in and tell us that you are here. Lee Kinvey, our intern minister, is leading most of today's service, and Lee is honoring this Labor Day by talking about the particular labor of love, which is family caregiving. I will return and offer the prayer and invite you to share your joys and sorrows in the chat. Thank you to everyone contributing to this morning's service, to Sean McCann, Director of Music Ministries at First Parish, whose beautiful piano music you heard during the prelude, to Sue Beers, who was on the Native American style flute, to Marissa Benson, Christina Andrioli, and to Lee Kinvey and Lee's Hospice Care Dimensions singing group for their beautiful music today. I think this is our 74th online service since the pandemic began. We have learned a lot, and we have learned that our sanctuary is not confined to any building. We create sanctuary together right here and right now. So whether you are here on Sunday morning or at any other time, I invite you to come in, rest for a little while, receive the strength and the hope of this community, and know that you are so welcome here. So as has become our Sunday morning tradition, I will ring our meditation bell 3 times, and I invite you to take some good deep breaths with me. This first bell is for you. And this is for all of your loved ones. And this one is for the world. We begin our service each Sunday by lighting the chalice, the symbol of our inclusive, resilient, and hope-giving faith. Today, Marissa Benson says goodbye to us in her role as Young Adult and Youth Programs Coordinator. Not only has Marissa created beautiful services, she has encouraged and inspired the congregation's young adults and youth to share their poetry and music. She has held them together and given them strength and a sense of connection during a time of isolation and struggle. And she generously offered her ministry to the rest of the congregation too. We have been so lucky to have had her with us, not just for her growing up years, but for these last 18 months. And I hope that, Marissa, you will return to us many times and in many different ways in the years to come. So Marissa will light the chalice this morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marissa Benson, and I'm excited to be lighting the chalice this morning. So I wanted to start with a chant that came to me a few months ago. You're welcome to sing along. It goes like this. O great Spirit, guide me home. O great Spirit, into your arms. O great Spirit, guide me home. O great Spirit, into your arms. O great Spirit, guide me home. O great Spirit, into your arms. What a wild year it has been. Full of challenges, setbacks, inspiring moments, deep turmoil, beauty, profound growth, and despite all odds, community. I have felt so honored and lucky to be a part of this community, this circle of people. Through it, I have been able to create sacred space, share my gifts, and put my work out into the world. So many comments, emails, and messages have flooded in, offering me deep gratitude and compliments, showering me with love and appreciation for my role at this church. I want you to know how blessed I feel to have gotten to share my songs, poems, reflections, and heart with you all this year. The way that I've gotten to play, dance, sing, and be with you in unique and unexpected ways. It has been an utter treat. Collaborating with Liz, the youth, the young adults, and the church staff has been amazing, and drawing forward the voices of our congregation has been deeply meaningful. It is inspiring to see what is coming through all of you, even in these challenging times. Remember that our voices are the medicine that we need to keep us afloat. That our voices are the fabric that, if sewn together, can create a powerful bond. Our voices are the healers and the keepers of wisdom that we need right now. We need to come together and hold ourselves and share ourselves. And that is what I have felt this year. That is what I have received being a part of this church and being your youth and young adult programs coordinator. So today I want to light the chalice in gratitude for you. Thank you. Thank you for deciding that my work has been worthy, that my gifts have been valuable, that my voice has been able to have an impact despite these messy, messy times. Being in this role has filled me up and offered me spaces to grow into better and more beautiful versions of myself. So I hope that you have felt that and I bow in gratitude for all that you have given me. It has been a joy. So I want to end with that song again, but this time with the use of us instead of me. Please join in if you feel called. Oh, great Spirit, guide us home. Oh, great Spirit, into your arms. Oh, great Spirit, guide us home. Oh, great Spirit, into your arms. Oh, great Spirit, guide us home. Oh, great Spirit, into your arms. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Marissa, for the light that you are to all of us. So we will sing together Spirit of Life by Carolyn McDade, first in Spanish, translated by Lilia Cuervo and Ervin Barrios, and then in English. Christina Andrioli will lead the singing today, and after that, Lee will tell the story for all ages and give today's reading. But let's sing with Christina now.
Fuente de amor, ven hacia mí y al corazón, cállale tu compasión, su parábola, su bien amor, hasta moldear la justicia de la vida. Aládame, líbrame, fuente de amor, ven a mí, ven a mí. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
This is Sophia's Guest by Becky Brooks. Once upon a time, there was a teacher named Sophia. By the way, Sophia happened to be non-binary and used they-them pronouns. Sophia had been a teacher in the town where they lived for so long that the kids that they first had in their class grew up and had kids of their own and sent them to Sophia's class too. Nearly everyone in town knew Sophia and loved them because not only were they an excellent teacher, but they were also very kind. One day, when Sophia got to work, they found a note on their desk. The note said, "Dear Sophia, I will be around tomorrow. I wonder if I might stop by your house for tea tomorrow afternoon. Your friend, God." At first, Sophia thought it was a joke, but the more they thought about it, the more they realized that if it was a joke, it wasn't a very funny one. And they couldn't think of anyone who would play a joke on them like that. And then they thought, what if it's not a joke? What if God really was going to come to their house tomorrow afternoon? Sophia thought they should get ready, just in case. So on their way home from work, they stopped by the store. They bought one of those mats that people put on their porch, and big letters says, "Welcome." They bought fresh flowers in from the garden, put them in a vase in the living room, cleaned until everything was sparkly. And in the morning, Sophia realized that they didn't know what God liked to eat. So they baked bread and made a casserole and a fruit salad and baked some cookies too. And what about tea? I mean, does God like tea, hot or iced, or coffee? They thought they'd better make all of it. And what if God's favorite thing in the whole world was lemonade? I mean, they thought they should make some of that too. Sophia was so nervous. They didn't know what to expect. Just then, there was a knock at the door. Sophia's heart went pat, pat, pat. They took a big breath, opened the door slowly, and on the other side was the mayor of the town. "Hello, Sophia. I was walking by and smelled the delicious fresh baked bread." Sophia said, "I'm so glad you're here. Come in, come in. I'm expecting a very important visitor you might want to meet. So please come in and make yourself at home." Sophia and the mayor sat having a nice discussion when there was a knock at the door. Sophia's heart went pat, pat, pat. They took a deep breath, opened the door slowly, and on the other side was a group of children from their class. "Hello, Teacher Sophia. We were walking by, and we noticed the smell of fresh baked cookies." Sophia said, "I'm so glad you're here. Come in, come in, come in, come in. I am expecting a very important visitor who you might want to meet. So come in, get some cookies, help yourselves." The children were giving the mayor some much-needed advice when there was a knock at the door. Sophia's heart went pat, pat, pat. Deep breath. Open the door. It was their entire small group ministry group from church. "Hello, Sophia. We heard the tea kettle and the laughter, and we thought maybe you're having a party." Sophia said, "I'm so glad you're here. Come in, come in, come in, come in. I'm expecting an important visitor you might want to meet. Please come in, make yourself at home." All afternoon, people stopped by Sophia's house, lured by the yummy smells and the happy sounds. The townspeople filled Sophia's house, upstairs, downstairs, overflowed into the backyard and the front yard and the porch. As people got hungry, they made dinner together. They ate as the sun set and the moon rose. It was a great party. People were playing games and singing and playing guitar and telling stories, baking bread, talking together. Sophia had such a nice time that they completely forgot about their very important guest. Even as they waved goodbye to their friends at the end of the night, they felt only contentment at having such a lovely party. In the morning, though, Sophia woke up and remembered everything. They were confused. So whatever happened to God? All during their walk to work, they tried to figure out what happened. And along the way, they smiled and waved at all the people they ran into who had been at the party the day before. They thought to themselves that they really should do that again. So when Sophia arrived at work, they were surprised to find another note on their desk. And it read, "Dear Sophia, I had such a wonderful time yesterday. The bread was delicious. The cookies were divine. The tea mixed with lemonade was my very favorite. Thank you for being such a wonderful host. I hope we can do it again soon. Love, God." To Be of Use by Marge Piercy. The people I love best jump into work head first, without dallying in the shallows, and swim off with sure strokes, almost out of sight. They seem to become natives of that element, the black, sleek heads of seals bouncing like half-submerged balls. I love people who harness themselves an ox to a heavy cart, who pull like water buffalo with massive patience, who strain in the muck and the mud to move things forward, who do what has to be done again and again. I want to be with people who submerge in the task, who go to the fields to harvest and work in a row to pass the bags along, who are not parlor generals and field deserters, but move in a common rhythm when the food must come in or the fire be put out. The work of the world is common as mud. Botched, it smears the hands and crumbles to dust. But the thing worth doing well has a shape that satisfies, clean and evident. Greek amphoras for wine or oil, Hopi vases that held corn are put in museums, but you know they were made to be used. The pitcher cries for water to carry, and a person for work that is real.
I invite you now into a time of prayer and meditation, or simply a time to rest and listen to the sound of my voice or the sounds of the day around you, wherever you are. There will be some music after the prayer. And if you are here on Sunday morning, I hope that you will use that time to tell us in the chat your sorrows, your worries or concerns, whatever you are carrying, as well as your joys, your gratitude, whatever you are celebrating. The chat is open to all while the service is live, but then it will disappear. So take a few seconds now to just breathe and to settle yourself. Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, begins tomorrow. Shana Tova to all who mark the new year at this time. Persistent spirit of life and love, we gather today in gratitude, in struggle, in longing to be of use. We bring all that is anxious and swirled up by the news and the winds of change. We bring all that feels stuck, overwhelmed by the suffering in this world. We need this place, this time, this pause. We need to go slow, to sit still, and to listen until we feel again the invitation to return to love, to life. So this morning, let us pray for all who are in need, for all who are sick in body or spirit or mind, Let us pray for all healthcare workers as the Delta variant sends people back to hospitals. And let us pray for the people of Haiti and Afghanistan. And I ask you to hold in love the joys and sorrows of this beloved community I've been asked to share. We celebrate the wedding of Mary and Chris yesterday, a day of such sweetness and joy. We celebrate Suzanne's birthday today. I have no idea of the number, but we give thanks for her and that she continues to amaze and bewilder her doctors. She is here and well. We pray for Katie's husband, Jim, in the hospital recovering from kidney trouble, for Bob's sister, Anne, who has ongoing medical complications after surgery. Let us hold the loved ones of Nadine Bishop. Nadine died this week. She and George were members of our congregation for too short a time, and they were kind and generous and beloved by family and friends. We pray for Jackie's mother, Sandy, who has emergency surgery coming up, and for Jackie as she travels to California to be with her. For Grace, as she grieves the death of both her daughter and her dear friend. And we keep in our ongoing prayers Tom Earp's brother, Lois, Carol's sister, Christopher, Doris, Wendy, Mary's mother, Janet, Martha's nephew, Jeremy, Karen A., and Bob S. We remember that we are held in the love of this community, which is bigger than we knew. Remember, we are held in the love which holds all of creation and which knows each one of us as beloved. We remember that we need each other now as the seasons shift. Rosh Hashanah brings the new year, and also in these days leading up to Yom Kippur, the invitation for turning again toward love, toward compassion, toward generosity, toward goodness. It offers us the choice to set down the heavy weight of our disappointments, our old grudges, our failings, and the chance to forgive both ourselves and others, to say a brave yes to beginning again. So let's listen now to the song Peace of the Mountain by John Fromer. This gorgeous version was recorded by Lee and the music therapy team at Hospice Care Dimensions. And I invite you to listen, to breathe. And if you are here on Sunday morning live with us, please use this time to share your joys and your sorrows in the chat.
Give us the peace. Teach us the music of the river. Teach us the kindness of a breeze. Teach us the harmony of a rainbow. Teach us to sing like wind in the trees. Show us the love as deep as the ocean. Show us the secrets of a storm. Show us the courage in a mother's heart. Show us the wisdom in our bones. Give us the peace of the mountains. Oh, give us the patience of a tree. Give us the open arms of the heavens. Give us the passion of the sea. Teach us the music of the river. Teach us the kindness of a breeze. Teach us the harmony of a rainbow. Teach us to sing like wind in the trees. Show us the love as deep as the ocean. Show us the secrets of a storm. Show us the courage in a mother's heart. Show us the wisdom in our bones. Give us the peace of the mountain.
So just a couple of announcements now. First, I hope that you will come for coffee and conversation following the postlude music. We will be on Zoom. The link will be on your screen, and both Lee and I look forward to greeting you there. This afternoon and every Sunday from 1 to 2 o'clock, all who are local to Groton are invited to come for our weekly vigil for Black Lives. We gather along the Common on Main Street to be in witness to the value and preciousness of Black lives, and all are welcome. As I mentioned, next Sunday, September 12th, we will gather in person for services, weather permitting, for those who can make their way to Groton. Please come. The service is for all ages, with our traditional water ceremony to begin the new year. Our virtual service will be right here at 5 o'clock. Finally, don't forget to collect some water from somewhere special to you this summer. You still have a few days left to visit a favorite river or lake or pond or stream or pool or ocean, or get some water from your backyard hose or kitchen sink. We will be gathering it up next week to create holy water for the new church year. We need yours. You are absolutely welcome to mail us a little bit of water. Those old-time plastic film canisters work great if you have any around. And if you can't make it next week, bring your water when you do come, because we'll keep collecting it for a few weeks. So we will return now to Lee for the message, and then for the closing music, which is the beautiful song, Where You Go, I Will Go, by Shoshana Jedwab, again sung by Lee and the music therapy team of Hospice Care Dimensions.
These lives we get to live are fragile and short, and we're here to care for each other. If we're tremendously lucky, we'll love people along the way. Some will be family in the traditional sense, and some we'll find and make into family with our presence and love, and with the ways we're willing to exchange interdependence with them. I'm talking about family caregivers this morning, and recently I had an experience that helped me realize how those two words relate to each other. Someone asked me if I was going to travel during my August break from church internship, and I replied that I was traveling to California at the beginning of the month and to Montana at the end of the month. And they asked, visiting family in both places? And it gave me pause, because the standard answer would be no, not parents or siblings or adult children or whatever folks would otherwise recognize as family. But the real answer was yes, because I'm going to see loved ones who, if they called me tomorrow and said, "This is my diagnosis, I need help," I would show up. I would take my turn, as Marge Piercy says, harnessing myself like an ox to the heavy cart and pulling. And I realized that for me, this unquestioned willingness to be a caregiver is what makes certain loved ones family. Have you ever been a family caregiver or the recipient of such care? I wonder, how did that shape your sense of what family is? My first real experience of family caregiving was in my 20s, when I lived immersed in the LGBT community, and together with dozens of others, I cared for friends who became ill and eventually died with AIDS. My experiences were beautiful and heartbreaking and intense. And they were so very located within the whole community of people who supported each other as caregivers. It was quite a different thing when I'd moved across the country and my son was born in 2004 with multiple severe disabilities, and I became the parent caregiver to someone who will require 24/7 care for the rest of his life, who will always be completely dependent for all his care needs, including just rolling over in bed. And then there was no community. I've also lived in a multi-generational household where we were caring for one aging parent, and I've been the caregiver for a spouse after an accident. So I've been part of various family caregiving situations up close, as I'm sure many of you have. Also, for the last 15 years, I've worked in hospice, in home hospice care full-time, and I've witnessed thousands of family caregivers in thousands of homes. There's a poem by hospice nurse Dawn Jelly that rolls around in my heart as I spend time with families. It really points to the complex realities of caregiving for loved ones. I have seen love caught behind anger, hidden in shame, spread on toast. I have seen love dropped in one tear, seasoned into soup, lotioned into skin. I have seen love without words, between yells, within whispers, and I have been honored to have been witness to so much. Caring for our loves is a kind of labor that's not often celebrated and recognized on Labor Day, our culture being quite biased toward recognizing work that is paid, whether or not that work is what Marge Piercy would call real. According to the 2020 survey by the National Alliance for Caregiving and AARP, more than 1 in 5 Americans is providing unpaid care to an adult with health or functional needs. Half have been financially hurt by their caregiving, and most are middle-aged, caring for people who are over 75. And within these millions of caregiving situations are millions of individual stories and millions of tiny little interactions every day, every hour. Think of all of those labors of loves, seasoned into soups and lotioned into skin and spread on toast. The ones that you have witnessed and felt, and also the ones that you can imagine. Family caregiving can be deeply connecting and life-giving work, and it can bring so much purpose and joy. And right alongside those beautiful connections, stress and worry and overwhelm often storm in too with big boots on and start to take over the place. Many people become family caregivers accidentally, without pre-planning, the result of a diagnosis, an injury, a disability. Some situations turn out to be acute and shorter term, and others end up chronic. Those two take different kinds of energy and management. It's one thing to rise to help after a crisis. Humans as a whole seem to tend to be at our very best during those times. And that can serve us well for a while during acute caregiving, but not chronic. And 2/3 of family caregiving situations are chronic. When our roles extend over years, then we have to create new normals that are sustainable for the ones receiving care and for the ones offering it. Both can be fraught with challenges, or what I call snags. So snags are jaggedy, sharp obstacles that catch us and stop our forward motion. They make it so difficult to do our work, the work that is all of these tasks. And the work is hard enough by itself. But there's also the work of deciding what we're going to do with the time and the love that we have to give. This doesn't go well for everyone, family caregiving. And loving people make all sorts of different decisions about what to do. It's as complex as families are. It can be really difficult to need help, to be on the receiving end, to live with the reality that we're not able to care for ourselves. The snags there are numerous. Many shifts in identity and self-image are required, and it's difficult not to get stuck in fear of being a burden, difficult to muster the grace to open and receive over and over again. Another snag is the natural human inclination to pull back, to turn inward, and to get back to or to stay in our comfort zone. But it's important not to fix our identities as patient or caregiver, to remember we're all human and living and growing and changing. Many caregivers wading into these complex and challenging emotions get snagged by not enough. I'm not doing enough. I'm not enough. I don't have enough to offer. Then again, because we can do so much, it's also a huge challenge to decide when to say, never give up, and when to shift our focus. We can get snagged trying to find the line between acceptance and control. When we're faced with the ultimate helplessness of humans confronting advanced illness or aging, our desire to control can morph into rage when there's nothing more we can control, or when we try to control what's actually uncontrollable. We can easily try to manage what's beyond our control. And so often we don't know what was behind our control until we look back. In the moment, it feels like we just have to try everything. It can be easy to get snagged sliding toward believing we're somehow responsible for the course of the illness. Even with as much stress as that places on us, it's still often an easier pill to swallow than the helplessness and vulnerability that our actual ultimate lack of control offers. Believing that we're responsible is a defense against feeling what we need to feel, which may be our grief and our fear of death. As caregivers, there's also a fear that if we fail to save our loved one, we'll lose ourselves. I'm thinking of the tender story of a family I worked with more than 10 years ago now, but I remember so clearly. It was a big family with lots of siblings. They were middle-aged adults at the time of this story, and 4 or 5 of them had grown up pretty much like they were expected to, and 2 of them had lives that strayed from the conventional path. One I will call Paul. He didn't go to college or get married. He worked his way up in the theater tech business in New York City, eventually coming out as gay. He wasn't exactly ostracized, but he also wasn't really cozy with his siblings either. The one who was my patient, I'll call her Kathy, had a much more difficult passage through life than her siblings. She struggled with serious addictions, and as a result had caused great rifts and huge pain within her family of origin, and also between herself and her own children. Paul had stayed in touch with Kathy longer than the other siblings, but he too had needed to break ties with Kathy in their mid-30s. 20 years later, a mutual friend told Paul that his sister Kathy had end-stage liver disease and was nearing end of life, and she had no one to care for her. Paul made the decision to leave his life in New York and move here to the Boston area to care for Kathy, whom doctors had guessed would live for a month or 2. Paul recounted that in the first few months, Kathy had raged at him and had refused his help as often as she had accepted it, had withdrawn and refused to speak to him, had shown no gratitude for his coming to care for her. She just couldn't do it. Paul, for his part, sank into a hole of thinking he wasn't doing it right, and if he could just get it right, then she'd be able to be kind to herself and to other people. If he could just get it right, then her liver would start to heal. But the old tapes in his head told him he wasn't enough. Paul told me that he had come this close to giving up more times than he could count. But he found his way to 2 different support groups that met every week and helped him tremendously. One was for family members of those who have addictions, and one was for family members who were caregivers. And he told me that it was in caring for Kathy physically, after getting his mind really helped by these 2 support groups, after that he could, in his caring for her physically, in his helping her to eat, washing her, bathing her, that he was able to fully forgive her. Paul said, and I'll never forget this, that his brain wasn't smart enough to forgive, that only his hands could do that. Only coming in close, only the intimate contact with her physical humanity and her fragility could teach him to love her unconditionally. Kathy ended up living nearly 2 years because he was caring for her so beautifully. And during that time, they did heal so much of their relationship, and they grew very close. There were still crunchy areas, there always were. And tried as he might to contact and persuade the other siblings to reconcile with Kathy, they didn't. But her children did, and I got to be witness to that process, which was so beautiful. After Kathy died, Paul asked me to set a poem he wrote for her to music, and we did it at her service. And although after she was gone, Paul actually had nowhere to live, he had no savings, he had no job, he told me unequivocally that caring for her was the best thing he had ever done in his life, and that it would change the course of his life forever. So what are some of the ways that we can help ourselves and each other off of these snags? Because rest assured, there are people in our church community who are caregiving right now and who are getting snagged. I got snagged so many times. It turns out that people who have also been family caregivers are the best support. The closer their situation is or was to our own, the better support they can offer. I appreciate all the support I can get regarding my now 17-year-old son, and there is no support like the support from other parents of kids with multiple severe disabilities. It is unparalleled. And unless we're in crisis, most of us are usually able to offer support in return. Having something to offer is, after all, generally what brings us happiness. So if you've been a family caregiver, keep your eye out for someone you might be able to support in their caregiving journey. And if you're a caregiver now, is there a support group you could join? Is there someone you could reach out to? Someone who could offer you support and belonging? Because you are worthy of that. You are. Reach out and tell someone how you really are. Open yourself to community support and care. Be the community that supports and cares for each other. Aside from talking about how we really are and listening to each other, there are 4 supportive practices that I'll mention before I end here. One is meditation and breath practices of various sorts. These have been the single most direct support and life force and source of God and spaciousness, source of sanity and grace for me through all of the caregiving I've done. This is completely unplugged self-care. It's not shutting down. It's not dissociating. It's actually bringing me closer to myself with equal amounts of discipline and loving kindness. Number 2 is laughter, what Annie Lamott calls carbonated holiness. I love it when science proves what we've known since we became humans, that laughter is the cheapest and most effective anti-stress treatment that there is. Good belly laughing is just incompatible with guilt, with fear, with anxiety. Moments of joy create the spaciousness in our minds that lets us cope with the hard stuff without becoming overwhelmed and without collapsing into hopelessness or despair. Number 3, look for the sparkly moments. So many, in many circumstances, the vast majority of our caregiving moments are repetitive and at times numbingly boring and even maddening, bleak and just hard. But then there are these few brief sparkly moments, and they float above regular time. For me, it's the way my son wiggles when he first gets to lie down in bed, and the faintest of smiles is on his face, and I'm transported. I am lit up with love. I am filled with sparkles. Maybe a cat jumps on your lap and starts purring, and you take a moment just to attend to the cat and the astounding softness of the fur and the miraculous sound of the purring, and you're transported. You're filled with love and sparkles. At the end of any given day, we're not likely to remember all of our sparkly moments exactly, but if we've paid attention to them, we'll remember that we had them, and that's enough. Expect sparkly moments. Hope for them. As Emily Dickinson taught us, hope is what inspires the good to reveal itself. And lastly, self-compassion. It's so crucial to offer ourselves grace and acceptance and forgiveness for all the ways we feel inadequate and all the ways we feel not enough. Dr. Kristen Neff has a great website full of really good and free self-compassion exercises and meditations that I highly recommend, self-compassion.org. There are lots of other supportive practices, so what have you found helpful? I encourage you to share them with each other. Caregiving calls us to lean into love in ways we may not have known possible. It's challenging and hard and common as mud, doing what has to be done again and again. It's labor and love that are so very real.
Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. ancestors. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, ancestors. Where you lie, I will lie. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, children. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, children. Where you go, I will go. Where you lie, I will lie, children. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, children. Where you lie, I will lie. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, beloveds. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloveds. Where you go, I will go. Where you lie, I will lie, beloveds. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, beloveds. Where you lie, I will lie. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine.
I hope that you will stay for coffee and conversation following the postlude music. I would love to see you there. The link will be on the screen. But for now, will you put one hand over your heart, and with the other, let's reach out to one another and know that we are connected by strong and sturdy threads of love. Go in peace, friends. You be a blessing to this world.